Evening, everyone. I guess I'll just talk about the ending. I'm not the biggest, strongest reader, so I don't really read too much. And I don't really read so many pages, because it seems like when I read enough pages, I start to feel drowsy and fall asleep, which is, I don't know if that's a bad symptom or not. But I got to finish this. There we go. Come on, load. Well, I'll just say that I'm not 100% certain if I should read or finish reading or not, or the other two. But I'll tell you how it ended. Where we last left off, he, Darkness died, and they told him about it. He found out they had a shard in his pocket because there was a shard that was in this area where they were trying to, where Darkness got kidnapped. So the promise that was made, he became his hunter's rider, and so he basically said, okay, you're gonna need some training, and Igneous, you train him now. And he goes like, what? Why me? Because I said so in the story. And then, actually, in the book, the king is alive, which is actually, of course, most likely, Lumen and Princess Sparkle's father. Well, he became a spider rider. He got suited up with his own suit, hence probably the red stuff. Didn't really explain that well in the book about what it looks like, but the book cover does. Anyway, so he was training with Igneous, and I'm not even certain if this is Igneous, if this is Mantid, or what, because I just know that this is Corona and this is Hunter Steel. Anyway, so there is actually another problem. They actually know where another shard is, and another shard they have to go out, and they said, you're going to train, and you're going to go down on the mission at the same time. So that's what happens. And here's something weird about the manacles. There was a segment in the early part of the book where they actually shot like laser beams or something blast out of their manacle, but apparently the manacle can be powered up and lost energy, and they have special abilities. And I go, what? When did this happen? Well, in the show, you can actually, there's a forge, and you can actually charge it up. It's like it has its own energy source, and I guess it makes sense in a sense. Well, anyway, they're traveling and training at the same time. And the mission is actually you have to find a group. There's a girl named Petra, there's another character named Geode, Corona, Igneous, Geode. See, it's kind of weird. Their names are kind of cool and all at the same time. Hunter Steel. Steel means meadow. Meadow is not really known for Earth. That's why he's from the surface. Anyway, they actually go to this area. It's actually an ice cave, which is covered by ice mites. So the ice mites swarm in, and they actually captured Petra and her team. Well, apparently, so they split off. The humans went one way, Corona with the spiders went outside, so they actually are practically half defenseless, and they actually find the team, and they actually go out, and they try to rescue them, but then the snow mites come in at the same time and start attacking them. Apparently there was actually a shard in the ice cave too, and they actually find it. They end up getting help after a while, and from the team that got kidnapped, and then Corona and her team came out of nowhere. The spiders jumped down from a ledge inside the cave, and they were able to actually surprise attack the mites, and boom, they were able to escape with this shard. And then they came back, or they were traveling back. Uh-oh. Mantid's team is actually doing something now. Mantid is actually attacking Arachnia, the town. Because it is confusing. Arachnia is the whole land that they live in, and Arachnia is also the name of the castle. And I'm like, that's not right. Well, Princess Sparkle actually warns them, and these guys, these centipedes, they're going smash, 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 and Prince Lumen is defending with them. Whoosh. So they split up in teams again to get the shards back. You know, the shard that they found back to the oracle. But they got sidetracked, unfortunately, because this giant centipede has this giant new cannon, and they were confused because centipedes don't act this way. How does Mantid do this? Who is this guy? Is what they're questioning. How are they able to? Because they had a decoy, and they actually had one of the bad guys, Sintok, I think, the leader of these centipedes. He was going forward, but no, he was coming from the back, because they found out that there was a decoy. And then here came Sintok with his giant new cannon weapon. Pow, pow, pow. And then everyone was getting injured. And then, boom, here came Hunter Steel to defend and blow things up. And they destroyed Sintok, finally. And they destroyed the cannon, which then caused a giant shockwave, and then all the other centipedes flew away. They just whoosh. They ran. But not without many injuries. A lot of people got hurt, including Hunter Steel. And Hunter eventually woke up in the infirmary. And let's just say he finally got the respect a bit he deserved. That's what I was wondering about earlier. I was thinking, actually, when I was reading them between the books, should I continue? I'm not sure if I want to continue on book 2. Because, well, guess what? They kept calling him human, earthling, bad omen across the entire book. I said it takes a whole book to convince these people, especially Igneous, that you're not a bad guy. And he actually got his own medal, his first medal, from the leader because they defeated him, and they get these charm medal things after you defeat an insectoid, an infected, whatever. In the TV show it's called infected. In the book it's called insectoid or something. Sounds like an archetype of Yu-Gi-Oh! But they get these things, these medallions, and he gets his first one from the leader of the centipedes. Unfortunately, there is sort of another casualty. When I say sort of, the thing is, Petra, she's almost at death's door. So they actually do something. Usually they would actually be able to use the if they had all the shards, and you can actually collect the awaken the oracle. She could heal them. People can't heal. The Manacle can't heal you as much, only for limited times. And with how far she is gone, they're not gonna be able to. So they actually wrap her in a cocoon, and they usually keep her prisoners like that. And in the cocoon, you don't need to eat or water or anything. They just need to sleep, and you can actually age very slowly, which I'm assuming could also help you keep yourself away from death's door. So one person is close to dead. Darkness, who was a spider, he died to sacrifice to get one of the shards. And Hunter Steel finally got his respect from Ignis, I think, at least a little bit. And the story in the first book ends. There's 2 more books afterwards. But I'm not 100% convinced that I should finish these books. But I did learn one more thing about this every single one person has a sword and a javelin, a lance. Actually, the book they can say lance, but actually in the book or in the TV show, Hunter Steel, when each of the characters has a different weapon. Magma has a giant, like, boulder, sledgehammer, mace thing. Corona, her, actually has arrows. Igneous has a type of lance spear thing. No one has a secondary tool. They all have a type of shield. That's cool. And of course the powers give the spiders also an armor. But Hunter Steel has a type of spear-ish style where it's a handle in the middle and it's a double-sided spear, which is cool looking. But the question is, how is it used as a weapon in real life? A lot of people want to ask that question. So there is some cool stuff that I think the anime did a lot better. Well, of course I'm going to be comparing it because this is the second thing I've been dealing with. The first thing I dealt with was the show, and I didn't know about the show because until I watched it on TV, and I didn't know about that. I didn't know until later on about this because I didn't get the internet until 2008, which is after I got to watch Spider Riders on the TV. So of course I would not know about Spider Riders until later on. But when you do have shows that is based on a comic or a book or something, and you're watching one or two, whichever one you deal with first, my philosophy stands. Whatever one you deal with first is the one you're gonna like, and whatever one you're gonna watch second is what you're gonna compare it to. Hence, what do you deal with? The book or the show? The comic or the TV show? You tell me. But it's a fun story. But if I am dealing with having to choose which one, I would still prefer the TV show because Hunter gets more respect. There's a lot more different weapons, and it's just a lot of fun. There are some characters in the book, that is not in the TV show that I remember, because I don't think there's a character named Petra. But it is still the same. What do you prefer to read? What do you prefer to deal with? But, and this guy's not here either, Dave, but there's no image of him, of course. Let's see, Shards is 1 of 3, yep. The second one. The question is called Reign of the Soul Eater, and then Quest of the Earthen. Here there is 2 other characters. We know this is Hunter, but then we have these 2, and I don't know who these 2 are. I want to say this could be Igneous, because that's a guy. Maybe that's Petra, I don't know. I don't want to go down here. But see, this is how the show looks like. This is the title of the show. But of course it's a Japanese show. But here's some more characters. In the books, we do have Igneous, and Magma, and Prince Lumen, Sparkle. So a character named Akune pops up in there. Mantid. Oh, Sklar. So this is Sklar. It looks like a virus, but I guess this would be on here. But I guess I could read book 2. Yeah, see, it's called Infected. So that's called Infected. In the TV show, in the book, it's called something else. Sklar only appears in there. Dungobeat. That's one who also appears in the book. Wait. Reign of the... Oh, this is book 3? Wait a minute. Quest of the Earthen. This says it's book 2. Oh, okay. My bad. So here are these characters. Then there's these 4. Okay, so Quest of the Earthen is book 2. Okay. Well, I guess I'll leave it at that. I'll figure out if I want to continue reading the next book. Bye.